What's happening, y'all, man? It's Thursday as usual, and you know what that means? That means SWAC smoke. And as you see, we got my boy Jamie G in the house again from the No Slack and the SWAC podcast. Man, he gonna stop by and chop it up with us again, like he always do. Whenever I need him in a pinch, he come off the bench and help me out. So man, like how you doing today?
Man, I'm good. Enjoying this weather, man. Ready for this weekend.
Oh yes, man. Football week 5 coming up. A lot of fall weather that hit, man. It's supposed to be in the 70s on Saturday for game day. Yeah, you can't beat that. So, man, we're gonna just kind of chop it up like we did last time. Talk about some of the games that are coming up. Talk about the games that took place, and really anything else that that come through, man. Because we just kind of rock and roll with what happens in the comments. So, um, give me your overall thoughts of last week.
Overall thoughts of last week, it pretty much as expected. Hey, I did shout out UAP to beat Alcorn. Hey, I took that L, man. So I mean, but UAPB did hang in there for a while until Alcorn just took over. I wasn't surprised, but I did pull for UAPB though, because you just never know in that game.
Oh yeah, and they came to play. I got my boy Craig in the house, man. What's up, Big Craig? Swag Big Timer from H Town. What's happening, man? We're gonna get to that game in a few. Talking about TSU and Bama State. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna run through some of these games that took place last week. Bro, Jarvion Howard, man, that dude is a fool.
Yes, sir.
That dude is running that ball for Alcorn, man, and he didn't took that running game to a whole nother level. They really done made that offense pop off, man. They couldn't stop him at all.
Man, not at all. That's that East Marion product, man. I think he should have actually been the SWAC player of the week instead of Shador, man. It was a good performance by Shador, but man, almost 300 yards. I think it was 299 and 4 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, man,
man. That's
long
national player of the week.
Yes, man, two long touchdowns. What's up, DJ? Got my boy DJ in here as usual doing this thing. Hey, like y'all say, man, whenever the two teams hook up, man, for some reason you gonna get a good game out of them two teams. For I don't know why they not, they not rivals, nothing like that. They was always in different divisions, but for some reason Pine Bluff always bring that heat when Alcorn. I don't know if it's that color purple get them going or what, but they was in that game for a while, man, and they showing that they got the ability to stay in some of these games. Now, if they can win them, that's going to be another topic. But right now, they finding themselves in a good spot in the conference. It took a guy going ham on them for them to basically lose that game. It was up 21-10 at one point.
Right.
Yeah, Alcorn do always find a way to win. So for some of us, that's just how it goes. They always find a way to win against some of us. I don't know. It's just some kind of magic, especially on that reservation, man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to beat them on that reservation. But big shouts out to DJ. Hey, I rolled with them Lions, man. But hey, the low line threw me off. So I gotta take that L.
Yeah, and this is a good point here too. Alcorn gave them the ball inside the 20 twice. So if you get the ball inside, if you start in the red zone off of turnovers, you supposed to capitalize. So once Alcorn kind of got things going, they really put it away. But Pine Bluff, they took advantage of some opportunities, and against a team like that, you can't give them kind of opportunities. But Alcorn showing that they are developing week by week. I know a lot of people counted Alcorn out. It's still early. Don't get me wrong. But I think Alcorn going to be there, at the end. Obviously you can never count the Braves out. A game I wanted to ask you about, if you had a chance to check any of it out or read about it. Grambling and Bethune-Cookman. Did you get a chance to check any of that game out?
Yeah, I did actually. I watched some of that game. Grambling was actually up in that game, and then that second half they just fell apart. And Bethune just came back and battled, and got that W, man. I kind of hate that Grambling took the G from the players. I don't like that with Hugh Jackson doing that because that G, that's an iconic symbol, man. When
Yeah,
you
he
when
took
you see that G, you know that's Grambling, man. I mean, to take that away from them kids and man, they worked all summer hard with you to ride with you. I mean, I know you going. I mean, it's not going good right now, but to take away that G, I just don't like that, man. Not at all.
yeah, man. When I turned on, cause I watched that game. When I turned it on and I saw, just the plain black helmets, I was like, they doing some kind of throwback or something, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, then I found out what happened. I'm like, I feel like that's I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to get those guys motivated, but I think that's that preseason camp thing that you do right there. I mean, now you just got to work. You got to work your way through these kind of things in the season. I mean, everybody gonna have adversity, So hopefully they respond to that, because some guys may not. But hopefully what he aiming for, he get. Because they had that. I'm not gonna say they had the game in control, but they had a good chance of winning that game. Grambling in the second half saw horrible this year.
Mm-hmm.
Second half did them in again this week. Because Bethune-Cookman was hitting them with crazy long plays, 81-yard run, a 97-yard kickoff return. They really weren't driving the ball against Grambling, but second half, they finally started throwing to Everett. I've been saying it
Mm-hmm.
week after week, man. You got to
Yeah,
put the ball in this guy's hands, man, and he get
yeah, the
you
game.
like 60 yards and a touchdown, on the game. So that's a guy that got to touch the football. They ran the ball well, but he has to touch the football all as much as you can without forcing it to him.
Did you see that boy Darnell D's cut up
That
though?
I
He
was just
got
about
a
to.
kickoff return, right?
I was just about to say, man, that's a guy you kickoff return and a pick six. That's a guy you gotta.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy you gotta look out for, man. I've been pushing his name out there the last couple of weeks, and he came through on the return game. Dangerous weapon. Those guys like that, man, can turn a game around in a second. And you force the other team to make a decision whether you're gonna kick to him, or you're gonna kick it out of bounds, or you're gonna try to kick it deep or whatever. You got to know where he at, because he will take it back against you, and he definitely housed that one, man. That guy, that guy's a monster in the return game. All right, let's keep on moving through these games, man. Let's go ahead and talk about Jackson State and Valley, man. Valley looked like they had a little fight with them early.
Yeah, Valley came out swinging that first half, and Jackson State had took the sledgehammer and hit a net with it. I mean, that was pretty much it ain't really much you can hang your hat on. I think it was a practice game before going into the bye week for both teams. I mean, Valley's a good team, but I don't think they're not just ready this year to compete with a Jackson State, man. I mean, Jackson State defensively is on another level, man, but the offense gonna have to get a little better with the turnovers, man, because they're gonna run around across a good team, man, that could take advantage of those turnovers, and they might actually put them in a scary situation, man. I mean, it's a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, I mean, and like DJ said here, JSU they pour it on in the second half. For what especially with Valley. Valley hit a big play early, and they were able to score a touchdown, but that was no way that they were going to be able to keep up what they were doing. So they basically punched themselves out, and JSU, when they knocked them out the box. What's up, Los J?
What's
Yeah,
happening,
man,
Lowe's?
that's my boy, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Trophy Chasers. Man, they got some good clothes right there, man. They doing, like my boy Los J doing his thing out there. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. But like I said, this game, like you said, was just a game that kind of had to go through. You had to get through it to get to the next point, make it to the bye week. No major injuries, so you can kind of regroup and get ready for the rest of the season. So that's kind of the kind of game you want before you head into a bye week. take care of business and get yourself ready for the next part of the season.
It still seems like Valley's still struggling on offense, man. I mean, they can't get the ball to Ja'Cory Rankin and what's the other running back, Caleb Johnson. They can't. They seem like they just can't crank on offense, and I don't know what the deal is, but you got to get them players the ball, man, on offense because Jamari Jones he looking to be a pretty decent quarterback, but I don't know. You got to put him in some better situations.
Oh yeah, you got to give him a chance to make some things happen with his offense. Because he can run it, he can throw it. The passing game, got to step up, and hopefully, they can get that going as the season goes on. But I will say, man, Ronnie Thomas, that dude is the truth, man. Every game this season, even though Valley lost every game they played, and they've given up points in every game they played, that dude is a beast, man. He guaranteed to get some tackles for loss. He guaranteed to get a couple sacks. That's a name that I think a lot of people should look out for if they don't already know that name. Because guys get lost playing at Valley. But a guy like that, he played anywhere else, his name will be all over. Everybody be saying his name everywhere. But the dude is, he's been a solid player. I think he'll be definitely an all-SWAC guy at the end of the season.
Most definitely will be.
All right, next game we're going to talk about, man. Let's go ahead and talk about Texas Southern and UTSA. That was what's up, Rod, man? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for checking in.
What's up, Rod?
But that TSU game, man, they were in that game. They had a chance to honestly take the lead. Had a red zone turnover, but the offense did their thing. I thought the defense played well. In spurts, that Texas Southern defense is continuing to get good. How you doing, Miss Body, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Miss Body?
Welcome, man. Like I said, I think TSU is improving week by week, man. I think that defense is getting better. I think the offense is really starting to kind of find its form. And if you look at it, they played 2 FBS games, and they've scored 24 points in one and 27 in the other. So they scoring points against FBS teams. So that the offense it can click. And I think they're trying to find themselves, find themselves in a good spot moving on in the conference play. So, I'm eager to see it, man. Did you have a chance to check out any of that game?
I didn't get to see that game. I was looking for it, man. I couldn't find it. It was kind of hard to find that game.
Yeah, actually, I think it was on this app. I think it was called Stadium. I had a link sent to me, and I checked out most of the second half because I was trying to find it on ESPN Plus, and I was watching Grambling mostly. After Valley started getting throttled, I didn't turn that game no more. But I thought TSU looking better, and we're gonna talk about the upcoming game in a little bit. But I think they're gonna be a factor in this season. Let's keep moving through these games here so we can spend more time on upcoming games. Prairie View beat Bama State 24-15. I thought Prairie View defensively, Prairie View is very solid this year.
Yeah, they are.
But Bama State, too many turnovers, and they did not convert a third down in that game. You're not gonna win, man, if you can't convert third downs and you shoot yourself in the foot. I don't know. Right. I don't know what needs to be done, but they need to find somebody. I don't know. Is Davis the guy? Crawley the guy? Somebody got to take charge of that offense because you got weapons on that offense, and the defense is nice as always. My boy Bubba out there running that defensive linebacker. They gonna always be in the hunt with defense, but offensively they just not there right now. And Prairie View still is kind of under the radar,
You don't know what you're gonna get out of Prairie View, but that defense has been playing lights out, man, and that running game has been solid. Prairie View's looking good right now, but hopefully Alabama State can get it together and possibly get a win this weekend because
You looking ahead.
they already know what's coming on next Saturday.
You already looking ahead. I feel you on that.
Over next Saturday.
I feel you on that. Hopefully they can come in with some momentum,
Because we ain't forgot about that Dion picture.
Man, I saw that picture the other day for the first time in a long time. I was like, man,
this is about to be the welcome to the SWAC Eddie Robinson game. You better get ready.
Oh boy, you hear that man already throwing his shots. All right, let's jump to FAMU and Alabama A&M. I thought Alabama A&M had a chance in this game. They seemed like they was gonna make a move, but they fell short. And I still don't know, man. I guess I don't know what man are doing up there this year, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing either. And then at the end of the game, it got a little chippy when they had was shaking hands, man. Maynard was in his feelings, man, a little bit. I thought they was gonna get into it for a second.
I saw that. Do you know what that was about?
Nah, you know what happened? What with that? They said that when they threw that pass, I think it was like on third down with about 33 seconds left. Oh, Maynard didn't like that, man. I think that's the reason why they trashed their locker room too. Did you see that on
yeah,
Twitter?
I saw that. I saw that.
Man, that was a total mess right there, man. But I mean, it's football. I mean, he had his backups, man. I mean, he wanted to see what his backups could do. I mean, but Maynard, man, he got to figure out that quarterback situation. They looking horrible, and that defense, man, is definitely giving up too many big plays.
Oh yeah, and like you said, kind of going back to the situation he was upset about. The game, even though there wasn't much time left in the game, it was only a 13-point game, so it wasn't like you was up by 40.
40, right?
I mean, anything can happen in a game, and like DJ said, man, his seat got to be hot right now. He talked himself into some stuff, and I think he's feeling it now because the offense ain't looking good. None of his guys are touching the ball. Quarterback play is not looking good. The defense, he brought in all them transfers, and it take a while for them guys to gel, but I don't see the flashes. Like just for example, Southern brought in a gang of dudes on defense, and they got shut out against TSU, but I thought the defense played a solid game after the first quarter. Those guys are starting to gel and come together. Now, what they do is up to them as the season going, but Bama A&M is not gelling at all. They are looking lost, and it starts at the top. So I think, I don't want to be the one to say that he out of here, but I think it's a couple big games on that schedule in the next few weeks that's going to determine his fate.
I don't know if they should just pull the gun on getting rid of him off of one bad season. I mean, ever since he's been there, they've been winning though. He just got to find a good quarterback and probably fill some holes on the offensive line and everything. I think, and then if he ever get his defense right, oh man, they can score at will, but they just never been able to stop anybody. I don't think it's no reason to get rid of Maynard. I can't see the SWAC without Maynard, man, because he's very entertaining. He's a very entertaining coach anyway.
But he need to get back. He need to get back to talking, man. He ain't been too talkative this season, and fam, you starting to look a little bit better week by week. I still don't like the running game. They've been struggling to run the ball, but the defense starting to come back around. Isaiah Land had a big game this past week, and Isaiah Major, man, that dude's playing some good ball on the defense for FAMU as well.
So out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a name that popped up, and like you said, kind of jumping back to Bama A&M. I don't really feel like Maynard should be fired. I mean, he been there 4 or 5 years. You're gonna have a rebuilding year, especially when you lose a guy like Akil Glass, and you don't necessarily have a guy behind him that you can plug and play. So, you're trying to find your way early, and they had a tough early season schedule. So I don't really feel like 0-4 was unexpected. But I've been more surprised with how the offense has played this year. I kind of figured they would start off 0-4 because that's a tough start to your season, and fam, you on a 12-game winning streak at home, so it's tough to win now.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat FAMU and Bragg, man, and it's FAMU looking pretty good too. I think they looking on track to maybe make it another run. Hopefully, get in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Lauren said, they can put some things together. They got a good shot. I mean, you got opportunities. You just got to kind of find your way into the win column. You still got a game against South Carolina State coming up on the 8th of October. That's a game. You win that game. That game puts you in really good position for postseason play. Because South Carolina State gonna probably either win the MEAC or finish second. So that's a team who is getting a lot of talk. So if you can beat them on the road, that helps you out as well. So I wouldn't discount the Rattlers yet. They're gonna fight, man. They're gonna be tough.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, they're not world beaters yet, but I think they starting to find some things. So I think they're gonna find their way.
I like to play FAMU. As a Jackson State fan, I hate for the game to be actually early like that in the season. I like to catch a team like FAMU when they're in mid-season form. I want to catch the best.
I always felt like that should be a late season game, man. Right. Like late October, early November. Just like Southern and FAMU, just a late season game. Both teams kind of, you know who they are when you get to them. If they're good, you already know they're gonna be good. If they're bad, then you already know they're bad. But they I never been a fan of that game being first week. I've never been a fan of that game being first week. But let's jump on what DJ was asking about what Coach Prime said about playoffs and Celebration Bowl. I agree. I mean, that's your focus. Playoffs is playoffs, but you got an opportunity to go to bowl game and get old guys that experience. Then I think you gotta take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. I think I like the way it's set up. I like the Celebration Bowl definitely because you get a big payout. I think it costs more for the FCS schools to put out to host events versus you can make that big time bag and be on national TV. I mean, because at the end of the day, nobody cares who's the national championship in FCS, to be honest with you. I don't think nobody really remembers unless you North Dakota State.
Yeah, it's I think it's if you're not like really plugged into the FCS, and then you probably don't really it don't really matter. But I feel like we got the best of both worlds. I've been saying that you still can put somebody in the playoffs. It's just important. It is important for that team, like a FAMU or Alcorn or somebody, to have a solid record out of conference for their resume, and then you can put a team in the playoffs and a team in the Celebration Bowl, and you get the best of both worlds. Right. Imagine if you get a team that go on a playoff run, which can at some point has got to happen, and you win a Celebration Bowl. That's a lot of postseason success for your conference. So I think having a Celebration Bowl as the main goal is great. And having the playoffs as a backup thing, I think that's great too. So I don't see any loss. Mm-hmm. I feel like we got the opportunity to have it all. So you take it all. Yeah, North Carolina Central looking good. They are actually they play Campbell this week, so that's a game I want to keep my eyes on. Because I still don't know where Campbell where they at as a team this season. So that's gonna be a good challenge for both of those teams. Hopefully we see what happens. And my boy Los J say, JSU, y'all better be ready. Y'all got the Tigers in later in the season, and they gonna be ready. So
I'm sorry to break this to you, Los J, but until y'all show me something really, I'm going JSU by 40 every game, bro. And that's I stand on that. We beating everybody by 40, man.
Hey, until somebody step up, man, you know, it's like somebody got to be the one to push the envelope.
Because
We got to
I love body as a quarterback, man. I really do. But I don't, I mean, somebody else got to step up, you know, definitely on the offensive side of the ball, man, and make some big plays. Because I mean, he can't do it all by himself. But that's one of my favorite players, man. Actually, man, I love to watch body play, man.
Oh
Because
yeah, man.
that dude's solid, bro.
And
That's a solid athlete.
they got some guys now. They got a couple guys on Morton at receiver. I think
Right.
he's gonna be a problem. And you still got the backs Owens and Howard. They haven't really rounded in the form yet, but they got the weapons, man. So now whether they're gonna be able to push JSU like Los J think, I can't say that. But they gonna be a team that maybe they get to face them twice this season, and we'll see what happens. You know, maybe the second time be a charm. We'll see. But
Maybe so.
we got a Rattler checking in, and you know he's saying that he watches his team. He don't feel like they're a playoff team. So you know I always look at what people say. You know people that follow their team are harder than the team, like I am on mine. So it's always I think we'll see what happens, but I do think they're starting to turn the corner. But they got some big games ahead of them.
But man, hey, I always ride with your team no matter what. Because at the end of the day, when you put them pads on, when you lace your cleats, anything can happen out there. I mean, hey, fam, you get in the playoffs, I'm rooting for them Rattlers to the end, man. If all going in the playoffs, I'm a root for them.
Oh
If
yeah, I mean
Jackson
I'm
State
always
play Alabama right now, I got JSU about 40. That's how I feel.
that's my thing, man. As a fan, you can say that because you're not playing. That's why I laugh when people be like, "Oh, you're a delusional fan because you feel like your team can beat a certain team." I'm a fan. I'm supposed to feel like that.
Right.
Now when I step on my show, I'm gonna be analytical and all of that. But as a fan, you're supposed to feel like your team can give somebody a go. Because if you don't believe it, who will? You're supposed to ride for your team, and if they fall short, you're supposed to still ride with them. You don't jump off ship.
Because I definitely rolled with them Tigers when they were bad, man. I was at these games, man, these last few years. And
like
I'm
I said,
enjoying this ride now. I'm enjoying this high. I
but
love it.
that's the thing, man. You know, when you are down, if you stick with your guys, when they come back up, it feels great because you was there with them. You know, you didn't jump back on and jump off or whatever. So that it's always a good thing, man. Like I said, I always ride with my team, man. Regardless, I might get mad now, but I'ma still be blue and gold. My flags ain't never coming off my car until after the season. So now I might have wanted to let the windows down last week and let it fall off the car, but I didn't. So come on, DJ, man, don't be doing me like that.
Oh,
Don't be
DJ with the low blow right there.
Man, this man throwing. Come on, man. Oh my.
Speaking of the NFL, my Jags are 2-1. You see what we did to the Chargers?
Hey, y'all did work, man. Y'all helped me out.
It ain't funny no more.
Y'all helped me out in fantasy football, man. So I appreciate that. But man, we gonna be all right, man. We 2-1. So we got Washington this week. So we're gonna be all right. Let's jump to this week's action, man. Because I think we done ran through all the games from last week. Let's start with Bethune-Cookman and Alabama A&M. What's your thoughts on that game?
Oh, I like this matchup, man. This is a great matchup between two teams that's trying to find their groove. I like the Bethune in this one actually, because they come off that big win against Grambling, so they going into this game high on confidence. I think they're gonna really come in and give Alabama A&M a great game. A&M still struggling on offense and got to find a quarterback and get that offense rolling. And they got to learn. They got to try to stop something on defense too, man. I mean, because with you got Quayshawn Bird and Darnell Dees and Corey Reed and Jalen Jones, man. That's gonna be a hard task to try to hold up. So I mean, but I think this is gonna be a good one, man. This is gonna probably get one of those good classic games. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this one.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But I feel like if Alabama A&M defense don't step up, the running attack that Bethune-Cookman got with Bird and Robinson and Jalen Jones, and then the receivers and all those guys that they got that can make plays, and and special teams. I think Bethune-Cookman can strike fast, and I think they can get them a problem. So, I'm really looking for this to be a good game. But I like Bethune-Cookman in this one because I just even though they not they 1-2 right now, but I feel like they are turning in the right direction. I can't really say that for Alabama and them yet. Man, I was a fan since Otis Washington, man. So that I go back to the '80s, man. I've been through it all.
Otis Washington, I heard that.
I've been through it all. But I think it should be a classic game. I think it's an opportunity for both teams to make a statement. I think the winner is gonna be in a better spot. But Bethune-Cookman, I've been hearing people from Bethune-Cookman. Now this is not me. This is them. They feel like if they win this game, they're off the next week. No. They step out of conference next week, and then the 15th, they're looking forward to October 15th. So they feel like if they beat,
they got to be looking for October 15th of next year. And the year after next. This year ain't happening. I mean, thank you for wishful thinking, but it's not happening.
Hey,
they know that themselves.
I've read some people say that now. They like if they they win this game, they're gonna be tied with JSU for first place. They can come in and make us. Hey, I'm just saying what I heard. They really feeling it, man. So we'll see what happens. Maybe that be the springboard to set them up for a good opportunity. But we'll see. They still got a couple games before they get to that point. So, but
drinking this Jackson water around here, man. I believe that.
All right, man. Let's talk about since we got a few people in here from both sides, and let's talk about Bama State and Texas Southern. I like this game as an offense-defense matchup between TSU and Bama State. I think Bama State defense is really good. TSU offense is dangerous. I think the deciding factor going to be Texas Southern defense. If they continue to get better, they're going to cause Alabama State some problems with their offense.
Yeah, I like this game too. I think this is going to be a good defensive battle because Alabama State defense is solid. I like that. I like them on defense. And Texas Southern's defense has been improving these last couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to a really good game out of these two. I mean, I think until Alabama State really finds out who's going to be the guy at quarterback, I'm going to have to pick Texas Southern in this one, man. I think they're going to come out with that W.
Yeah, I think TSU gonna, I think the offense is gonna cause enough problems for TSU. For Alabama State, but I think that TSU defense, you got Akins on the D line, man. That dude's playing good. You got Anderson, you still got Tariq Cooper and Isaiah Hamilton in the secondary, he's a ball hawk. So if he gets the ball, he got 2 interceptions already. If he get the ball, then he's gonna make plays. I think the pressure's on Bama State. Honestly, I think they need to show something. Offensively, they have not really had a breakout game this season. So, they've been up and down all year offensively. They need that consistency. They got a lot of weapons on TSU now. Y'all need to come out and turn out for that stadium. Turn out to that stadium for that game, man. Y'all need to make it a nice, raucous atmosphere. TSU, them boys working hard. I think they deserve a good home atmosphere. So y'all turn out, man. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Bama State defense is gonna be what keep them in this game. How close the game is, I think, is gonna depend on what kind of factor the offense can be. But I would definitely be checking that one out. Let's talk FAMU and Valley. How you feeling about that?
That game, I don't know how it's gonna go. I think FAMU's definitely gonna win this game, but you just don't know how Valley might come in and actually surprise them though, and actually be competitive in this game. I mean, um, Valley has a good run game. I mean, with Johnson and Thomas, and actually they have. I mean, the quarterback Jones is playing pretty good. Hopefully, he's healthy for this game. But are they going to brag? They're going to brag, right?
Yeah, they're going to brag, so it's gonna be tough.
Oh well, if they're going to brag, it might be FAMU by 40 right here. I didn't know that. I thought they were going to hit a beat them.
Now they played up there last year, and Valley gave them
Oh,
everything up there. Yeah,
oh man.
like I always say, until Valley can be the same team away from Itabena as they are up there, it's gonna be always hard to pick them because eventually you got to go play on the road, and they don't carry that same mentality on the road. But I think they're gonna come out and play hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think the defense got an opportunity to make some things happen. Maybe they can force a couple turnovers and get themselves some short fields, and see what happens. But I think FAMU is starting to, like I said, I think they're starting to find their form. Musa has found out where Xavier Smith is on the field, and he's going to him a lot. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week. So
Yeah, that's an X
that's
man right there.
that's a matchup problem. And then you still got Jamari Reed, who's a great return man as well as a receiver. So they got weapons, and the defense is starting to try to find their form. So I think they're gonna win this comfortably, but I think Valley gonna put up a fight early, because Valley always come out and swing early. They just don't always have enough to keep on going after that first swing.
I think Ronnie Thomas gonna really eat in this game too. I think I'm gonna go out on the limb. I think he could be SWAC defensive player of the week.
Oh, I think he got a chance, man. The man is playing some great football. Like I say, he's had great games every week. So, if they can't block him, he's gonna definitely be a disruptor. I can't really 100% say, and man, maybe if DJ's still in the comments, he could tell y'all because he been to brag too. It's just a place that it's loud, man. When they're there, it's loud. They really don't make it easy for you there. And they just sometimes they get a little help too, but they find a way. They find a way to win at home all the time. So I'm just I've been there a few times. I've been there. We played them for homecoming one year. We played them for just regular game. And it can get packed, man. And they very, very loud. They passionate people, man. They talk a lot of trash. They get down there and they make problems for you. So it's hard to really come out of there with a win. I mean, they're on a 12-game winning streak at home right now, so that's always gonna be tough. Man, hey man, I like Zay, man. That guy's a ball hawk, man. If he gets some touches, a couple interceptions, he gonna take one to the end zone. I know that for sure. Oh yeah, that game is going on right now. South Carolina State is losing to South Carolina 8-0 right now. They moved that game up from Saturday to the day. I forgot the game was the day. So we'll see what the Bulldogs do. It's just I mean, it's one of those things, man. I think you got to experience it for yourself to understand what it's like. I mean, if you've been there, then if you've been there, then you understand that. I'm not, when I say it's a tough atmosphere, I don't mean the FBS atmosphere, because I've been to LSU, I've been to Dope a few times. I've been to FBS games, Power 5 games. That's a different level because that's 100,000 people, But this is on the FCS level, man. There's very few places that are as tough as that place on the FCS level. Only places I know that are comparable on the FCS level are JSU, Montana, and really North Dakota State. And you could throw Southern in there, but sometimes Southern be hit or miss. But those are honestly the only places I know game in and game out are tough in the FCS. But yeah, I mean, take a trip, man. I mean, sometimes they might sell you the same seat twice. I mean, I don't know if they did that recently, but they did that to us a couple of times back in the day. So, you know, anything to get you off your game, man, you know, they make it tough for you. But man, you ain't gotta say it like that, man. I'm just
he just. I mean, I've seen videos of on YouTube about Bragg, and it looks really intimidating, and I can imagine how it is live.
Oh yeah, I mean, like
people talk about how one is the most intimidating places to go play football. I mean, just watch some of the videos on YouTube, you'll see.
Hey, and far be it from me, man. I'm not a Rattler defender, man. You know, I'm a Jaguar through and through, and we've been going at it with them boys for all my life, as far as I know. So I don't really speak too highly on them all the time, but you know, I got to give it up to Bragg, man. It's tough and the reservation obviously is no joke. I apologize for leaving that one on my list because Alcorn is definitely no joke, man. That Spinks jinx is real, man. that Spinks jinx is real.
But it seemed like that. It seemed like Alcorn always gonna. If you go back and look over the past history, they always gonna lose one key game in at home. I don't know why it happens, but it happens every year. I guarantee it's gonna happen.
I typically know who it ain't. It ain't us.
I seen them lose to Alabama. It seemed like one year they lost to Alabama A&M on a field goal, wasn't it?
No, they lost to Bama State. They beat us. They beat us like the week before, and then they lost to Alabama State on a field goal in overtime. Man, come on, y'all could have lost us. But it's a lot of good places in the conference, man. You know, I think everybody kind of got something that goes for them, but I agree that a lot of stadiums in the conference, the fans aren't engaged at all times. That's always been something that I always fuss about. You know, we got people that, you know, they only wait till certain times to be loud. You know, you give up a touchdown or two, they get quiet. You know, like that's when you need to make noise. You know, but I think it's just something, you know, really to engage the crowd, man. You know, like family even had a DJ at their game this past week. So, you know, they do the same thing at basketball. And the basketball arena don't even really be full, but they be rocking. So it's like they just got that atmosphere and that energy. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, and basketball a whole different topic. You know, we could talk all day about basketball environments. I ain't gonna do that now, but it's a lot of tough places there too. But you know, I think everybody got something that they do well, but I think we need more of it. All right, let's keep on moving, man. We still got a couple more games to run through. Southern and Pine Bluff.
Ooh, this could be a tricky game here. If you don't come out to play Saturday, you might get sought up for the old okie doke in this one. But hopefully Dooley has prepared definitely this bye week. Southern has been struggling offensively. They got blanked by TSU. Hopefully this is going to be a game favored in Southern's favor. But I mean, if they don't come out with it, it's going to get ugly real quick, you know. But I think this should be a game that Southern can take the momentum and actually get back on track with. Because Doc Gamble, I already know he on the hot seat too. So I mean, this is an interesting game though. This is a real interesting game.
Man, I see this game going a couple ways. I see Southern not coming out good and letting Pine Bluff hang around, and you know whatever happened at the end, it happens at the end. Mm-hmm. I see Southern kind of starting strong and holding off Pine Bluff. I don't really see either team really running through the other team right now. Southern got red zone issues. That's really what killed them against TSU. Interceptions and no red zone scores. I mean, obviously they didn't score no points, but we got in the red zone a couple of times, came up short, goal line stand, interception in the end zone. You know, just opportunities that you threw away. TSU took advantage of them, but it's opportunities that if you take care of the ball, you get points. So Southern has to take care of the football. They have to run the football. I mean, I know they want to throw the ball, but Southern needs to run the ball. Alcorn gave you the blueprint. Southern has running backs. You got a quarterback that can run. Southern got 4 people at this given time that can carry the ball and carry it well. So don't have McCray throwing the ball a lot early. Have Southern run the ball. Hopefully the defense can get some pressure. Now, you're working against Mark Evans, who is probably the best offensive tackle in the conference. So, you know, you're going to have a fight on that side, but try to work the other side and see if you can get some pressure on the quarterback, because I feel like Skylar Perry don't really respond well to pressure. So if Southern can get pressure, then they can maybe force a turnover or two. But if they can't force a turnover and the offense can't move it, Pine Bluff's going to be in this game, and it's going to be tough.
I think you hit a key point. What you just said. I think depth is going to be the key into this game, because when Alcorn play UAPB, if you watch the game, you notice that UAPB was gassed out in that second half, and Alcorn kept rotating running backs in and out because they were so physical with UAPB. Definitely at the line of scrimmage, man. So I think if UAPB can they go into their second and third string and kind of help out against this Southern team, man, because they got a big task on their hands.
Yeah, I really feel like the first quarter of this game is gonna be very important. Now you can only put so much stock in the first quarter, but I feel like early how Southern comes out is gonna really dictate how this game goes. Southern still, going through the effects of the last 2 games. Are they still showing like the TSU game is still in the back of their mind? Pine Bluff gonna strike them, because if you remember, Pine Bluff came. This was spring. This was in the spring, but Pine Bluff came to Baton Rouge and spanked Southern in the first half. Southern made a comeback and lost late, but Pine Bluff came in there and they took the fight to Southern, and they had an attitude that they was there to win, and they was real chippy. They were talking a lot of trash, but they was backing it up. So if they come in there with that kind of attitude, then Southern gonna have to match that. If they can't, it's gonna be tough. So like I said, and there's no disrespect to Pine Bluff, but this game dictates all on Southern. How Southern handle this game is how this game is gonna go. With Pine Bluff come focused and Southern don't, Pine Bluff gonna walk out of Baton Rouge with a win. But I right now I feel like Southern gonna win. I feel like a late score. I feel like 10-point game or so, but it could go either way.
Hey, I think I got Southern in a close one though, man. I think they're gonna find a way to pull it out, but it's gonna be a very tough win though.
And another thing, and then I'm gonna move on to our last game. We was already talking about this, but the crowd, man, I don't know what month are gonna be like this weekend. There's a lot of people mad still. Them extra people who usually help fill out the stadium, they still a little salty. So are they gonna show up and show out? Or are they gonna just wait to see what happened this week and then come out for Alcorn? So the crowd gonna be a big factor, because the team feed off the crowd. So if the crowd is not in it, then Pine Bluff got a shot there too. Yeah, I mean, it's all about run. You got to run the football, and I hopefully they seen some things and they recognize some things and they understand that they got to run it. Hey, that'd be World War III. Ain't no way you touching nothing. That's out his zone. All right, man. Let's touch on this last game. Grambling and Prairie View State Fair Classic.
It's gonna be on the HBCU Go app, right?
Oh yeah, HBCU
Yeah,
go.
yeah. This is gonna be this is gonna be a pretty good game, man. This is gonna be hey Grambling's make a break game because they don't want need to lose this one. This is gonna count as a West game, and Prairie View gonna look to come take that W2 and try to take control of the West because I think if they win this game, they controlling the West, right?
Oh yeah, they win this game. They're sitting at 3-0 in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And really still, you get Southern at home next week. So, regardless of what Southern do, you got an opportunity to go. If you beat Grambling, you got an opportunity to go 4-0 in division, well in conference, and 4-0 in the division at this point. So you down there locked it up. So yeah, it's a big game for Prairie View. They can take a stranglehold on division until Alcorn, until they face Alcorn, really.
Right. It's Prairie View been pretty okay on offense. I think they really need to kind of settle in at quarterback. Running game been looking good and everything like that. It just, I think their defense definitely is gonna keep them in this game. And Grambling on the other side of Grambling, man, you got to get Maurice Washington touches. You got to get him rolling, man, because that dude's an X factor when he's in the game and he's rolling, man. So, and hey, can you be able to put up them points? Can you be a better team in the second half? Because as you can see so far, they haven't been able to be that great team they need to be in the second half. So we'll see.
Yeah, Grambling only 16 points in the second half all season. So, I mean, even when they jumped out to that big lead against Northwestern State, they didn't play a good second half. And obviously they were close with JSU in the first half and bad second half. Bethune-Cookman, they was leading at the half, 19-17. They lost 36-19 or whatever it was. So it's important for them to play a better second half. First half you want to come out strong, but that second half you definitely need to be strong. I'm hoping Maurice Washington is healthy. He didn't play at all last week, so hopefully he's healthy because that's your explosive guy. He's a game breaker. He averaging almost 11 yards a carry. So he's a guy that can take it to the house if he touched the ball. But if he doesn't run the ball, then they need to find some kind of way to consistently move the ball down the field because Prairie View defense is going to make it hard for them. They're going to definitely get after the quarterback, who's only completing 48% of his passes. So you got to step that up. Grambling's defense is solid. So I think this is going to be a defensive type of game. I think it's going to be one of those like 24-17 type of games. But right now, until I see otherwise, I got to go with Prairie View because I just don't feel that confident in Grambling at this point.
Me neither. I mean, you take the G away from the players. I think that's going to be a factor, man. That might mess with their confidence a little bit, but I got to go with Prairie View in this one myself.
Yeah, I mean, now, if there's any game that Grambling want to make a statement, it's this one. Prairie View done won the last few matchups in this series. We got Prairie View by 21. I think it's going to take turnovers for that to happen, but it can happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I think if Prairie View get up on Grambling, they're not going to let up. But I think Grambling, with their defense, can keep this close. I just don't know if their offense is going to be able to get them over the hump. That, to me, is where we're going to find out what Grambling is. If they hungry, they might earn them G's back this week. So, man, that remind me of a few years ago when Coach Pugh was still coaching women's basketball at Southern. She locked the girls out of the locker room for like 2 weeks because they was playing bad and they went on a run. So maybe taking a G from them might get them going for, we'll see, but that's a tough gamble to take, especially at this point in the season.
So if they lose this game, is he gonna take the other G and they just be rambling?
I guess so, because you already lost one G, so you lose this game, you're gonna lose probably more letters than just G's. So I saw somebody say JSU took the G, Bethune-Cookman took the R. So right now they're ambling. So is Prairie View gonna take the A? Hey, somebody got to get, they got to get right, man. So this, I really wish I could watch this game because this is gonna be I think I've been pushing for the State Fair Classic to be on TV because I feel like it's a big game and it should be on TV and it's finally on TV again. So, I wish it was a different time span so I could watch it, but I definitely gonna be keeping tabs on this one. So I think Grambling, if they, like I say, I don't want to say it's do or die because it's only week 5, but you got to really make a statement some kind of way. So, it's starting to be that week, where you start to separate. So in a couple of weeks it will be do or die. But I think Prairie View get it and Grambling gonna be still looking for answers. So that wraps up this week. Week 5, got 5 SWAC games. JSU and Alcorn are off. So
and Valley, it don't not Valley at all.
No, they playing fam. Fam, you might be off playing Valley. But man, I'm really glad that, and well, not glad, but the weather in Tallahassee should be pretty good for the game. So I'm glad they was able to play that game, get that game played.
Desmond Allen said if Dooley loses this game, he want him fired. I mean, you really can't. You can't really fire a coach like that, man. You got to think about it like this. He just got there. What he got there in
December?
December, right?
Yep, right before signing day.
He's trying to implement his offense with guys that was in the previous program. So you got to give him a chance to recruit some players and get them plugged into their offense and defense. Dude is a great coach, man. He scores a lot of points. His defenses haven't ever just been great like that. But until he finds, until he gets a different defensive coordinator into the mix, I think they could be great on defense. They have some good playmakers on that side of the ball with Jordan Lewis. What's the other Russian? I can't.
Lang.
Lang.
Yeah, you got Trey Lang.
You got
Dumas. He hadn't been playing. He battling an injury, but he may be playing this week. But they got a guy, Taj Brown from Nicholls State. He been really solid defensive tackle. They got guys. But I will say this.
Injured too. You got to think about this too. Southern been playing with a lot of injuries, so you can't. I don't think this is just a true team right now. Until they get healthy, I think that you'll see some improvement. But no, you can't pull the plug on them right now.
Oh, I'll say this as a Baton Rouge resident, you can't pull a plug. But hey, if Southern loses this game, man, Baton Rouge would not be the place to be. It's gonna be like a meteor hit this city, man. So for my sake and for me to be able to go on social media and have a good week after the game, Southern need to win this game. Because right now, like you said, you can't fire him. Because what you're gonna get after him and the money and all of that. We talked about that last week. But a lot of people they finger on that panic button. So a win can ease that finger off the panic button. But it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, you got a team coming in that's gonna be hungry for a win themselves. So nothing's easy from this point on. You got Prairie View, you got Pine Bluff, Prairie View, Alcorn, all in a row. You got Virginia and Lynchburg for homecoming, so that should be a W. And then you got JSU and FAMU back to back. That's brutal. So I said last year, whoever made Southern Conference schedule should have been slapped, and they should slap them again, because there's no way we should play Jackson State and FAMU back to back. That just should never happen. So even if them teams aren't great, that should never happen. So that's just rough. the schedule does you no favor. So you have to win these games because there's not a lot of wiggle room. I think teams are recruiting, but I don't think teams are. I don't think people are putting it out there like they should. You know, FAMU got a good social media department. JSU definitely does well on the social media aspect when it comes to recruiting and, you know, getting out graphics for guys that commit. You know, I don't think I don't think a lot of schools are pushing for guys to commit because they still recruiting in that FCS model where you wait till after signing day to catch guys that didn't get the FBS offer they want. You can't keep recruiting like that because JSU is recruiting aggressively. FAMU is recruiting aggressively. They're getting kids to come for official visits. You know, I think it's turning over, but it's still some people still got some catching up to do.
And then it take. I think a lot of the SWAC has to rely on transfers because a lot of these kids coming out of high school just not ready to play right off hand.
Yeah, and like I said, the portal is a game changer. Mm-hmm. So but I still feel like, and this is something me and DJ always said, you got to recruit your home area. So as far as, you know, I speak, anytime I speak on things like this, I speak about Southern because that's what I know. Baton Rouge is a city that's loaded with talent in football. Last season, we had 4 or 5 state champs in this city. So there's a lot of talent in Baton Rouge. Grambling knows it. Hugh Jackson's first visit when he got the job at Grambling was to come to Baton Rouge. So you got to get guys out of the city. You know, it's a battle, you know, with LSU here. Kids always feel like they got a shot to go down first. Even if they don't, they feel like they do. So that's a battle that you have to fight. But you got to fight it. You can't be scared to talk to these kids that's highly ranked because you never know what they're going to say. They're paying attention to HBCUs now. So you got to talk to them. You can't, you know, back in the day, you could be like, well, that's a 4-star dude. He going to say no, so I ain't going to talk to him. You never know. You just never know. You got to talk to him. It's like dating. You don't know if that girl going to go out with you until you say something. She ain't going to go out with you because you're sitting in the corner not talking.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like it's a simple thing, man, but it's gonna take work for everybody to get to where they need to go. So, man, I think that's about it for me, man. I don't think I got too much left in the tank. Catch a little football tonight.
Yeah. Hey, this has been a great show, though.
As always, man. Hey. You know what time it is, man. All you gotta do is holler. You know, we're gonna make it happen. If anybody, you know, like I always say, man, y'all going out the game this weekend, man, y'all be safe. I will be at Southern. I'll be up there sometime about 4:00 since I know ain't gonna be no crazy crowd. So I'm gonna make my way up there about 4:00 and get my little spot and hang out. But y'all see me around. I'll probably have my SWAC Talk shirt on. So if y'all see me around, y'all holler at me, and we can chop it up. You got let everybody know what's going on with you this week, Jamie G.
Okay? Yeah. First off, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the new subscribers on my channel. I really appreciate it. Jamie G just gonna be kicking back, watching some of these games, man. Hopefully, I'll be able to put up my picks this weekend, maybe. Perhaps recap some of the games later in the week. But I'm just thank God for tuning in, and thank you, Charles, for having me on and doing this SWAC smoke, man. I definitely enjoy doing this, man.
Hey, you know, we can always make some things happen, man. Now I don't know which direction you mean on this, DJ. If you mean on the show tonight. That's what happened when I don't have my SWAC HBCU dude here to rein me in. So I get to talking about everything. So, but other than that, I don't know, you know. But that's pretty much it, man. So, like I said, y'all. Go ahead.
They said, "What's up with the Power 5 talk?" Oh yeah. It was an interview with.
Man.
and they were talking about, Jackson State, he would be open to them potentially moving up into a Power 5 realm, man. Hey, I welcome it, man. Anything to help elevate our program and HBCUs, man, why not? I mean, but I just want to before we make that leap, I think it's certain things that has to be in place from a financial standpoint, and also too make sure that we lock prime in for a long-term contract at that
Yeah,
too.
that's the key. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you have a guy like that that's steering everything, and for whatever reason he don't be there no more, are you gonna have the people that in place to continue his vision? That's
Right.
key. And one thing I'll say to anybody that talks, Power 5 and SWAC moving up, look up team photos, man. Look up a photo of the University of Florida football team. They got more staffers than most teams got players. So
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at a team with, a gang of analysts, a gang of GAs, a gang of recruiting people. So I think a lot of people need to realize what goes into it. It's like it's that's we're gonna definitely have to touch on this some more, but I think it's just something that it's not an easy thing and it's not a quick thing. It's something that you got to be 100% in all the way to even attempt it.
Because I
And
think it's
so,
gonna take some years and moving forward anyway. And then too, you got to make sure you have the support of not only from a financial standpoint, but for fans too, because you got to factor this in. If we go Power 5, the price is going up as well. So
oh yeah, they got to. You got to get out of that. That this the way our tickets always been. You got and then you got to get out of that mentality of, well, we're not playing. This team, we not going. You got to show up for everybody now, because now you're not playing your usual teams. So I think fans need to get more engaged into coming to see their team play, regardless of who they playing, and not coming to see the other team because that's somebody they know. I mean, of course, you're human and it happens, but I just think it's one of those things where you have to be all in. You can't be
shout out
half
to
in and half
Tennessee
out.
Tigers.
You can't be half in, half out. You got to be all in or all out. So I think that's a big leap. We'll see what happens. Right now, like you said, I think this a long ways off. I'm more of a gradual move up type person if you're gonna do it. But hey, they didn't learn how to fly airplanes until they made one and tried it. So you just don't never know. But we're gonna touch on this topic some more, on an upcoming show, because this is something that you can honestly do a whole show on just this.
Right.
So we're gonna be back. Like I say, I'll see we'll be back with another episode of SWAC Smoke. Got SWAC Talk coming Sunday. Man, I cut you off before, man. Why don't you all let everybody know what you got going on this week? Because we got off on another subject.
Yeah, it's all good, but hey, just follow me. No Slack in the SWAC podcast on YouTube. I also have No Slack in the SWAC podcast Facebook page. Also, I'm on Instagram, No Slack in the SWAC podcast. So y'all just follow me there, and I'll definitely update you on what I'm doing this week. I just want to thank all my new subscribers. I done got a good number of subscribers now. I appreciate it. On my way to 100. So, hey, follow me, man. Hey, we gonna make it do what it do, man.
Oh
Gonna
yeah,
bring you this good HBCU content for these streets, man.
Hey, y'all definitely check him out. And whatever you do, man, you don't want your team to be on one of them short sets of the game. So hope your team don't lose. So, bro, please don't do us 30 this week. That's what we need to win.
I kind of feel like if I got Grambling, Grambling gonna be up next if they mess around and lose this game, man.
Well, whoever it is, I'm gonna be watching, man. So y'all, like I say, this is my boy Jamie G, man. He always, friend of the show, always stop through. Of course, we got DJ still out there in the comments. So y'all, he's still doing his thing, even though he missed Alabama State now. But he's still checking in with us, and he making things happen. So just keep on tuning in, man. Y'all check us out week in and week out. I'll be back Sunday with another different edition of SWAC Talk, and then we'll just see y'all at that point. So y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself. Y'all going to games. Be safe, and we'll catch y'all on the next show.
Peace.